Of all the gifts of humanity's great, profound mind, nothing is greater than the power of imagination. I want you to imagine for a moment a civilization on Earth that exists globally. Peace on Earth. I want you to imagine a world where the education systems are taken seriously, one in which children at infancy are established a new language to them, a secondary language through which they will be able to be not only more intelligent, but globally minded as they grow older. Now, just describing an education system is very, very dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe some other factors. Just keep in mind that an education system taken seriously incorporates the community with it, thus creating a village setting in which not only does the child grow up and have a community which they love and loves them, they also grow up into a more complex and dynamic environment, all of which is more stimulating to the environment of their mind. Now, on to the subject of economy. In a world where economy is taken seriously, not only is there less waste, but there's also a lot more production. The kind of production that makes people's lives better. Instead of creating kind of gas fuels that are really only used in a level 0 economy, we would have to use things like solar panels and wind power and things of that sort, which we have already created. Unfortunately, because we're guided by the least among us, the least visionary, the least intelligent, the least technically skilled or capable for handling the job, but the problem is we have the least caring and the least loving people in our jobs and positions. What we really need is people who care. People like you, people like me, people like the ones on the street who are living in this every single day. So why don't we do this? Why don't we change our world when all we can see is the corruption that money and time have created for us in this absolutely disorganized, disharmonious world we live in today? Maybe it's because we don't hear enough about solutions for these dynamic and complex problems. Well, if we heard some solutions, maybe they'd sound a little bit like this. Well, first of all, a resource-based economy. I've heard this before. People have talked about it. You hear about this kind of an idea when people think that it's possible to have a gift economy. Now, the problem with that is it's not something that's competitive enough for the human mind at this stage in their development, as far as how they've been treated in the past few hundred years, will react to that kind of system. In fact, you have to have a competition in the first place in order for all of it to get kick-started and for it to not be as unfamiliar seeming as it would under a kind of gift economy. So the point is, you would be able to socialize most of all of the necessary items about life, cars, driving, and things of that sort would be able to be automized, and things like that would also be able to become taxiized, and you could be able to change the whole world that way. Just change the world how you see fit. Now, another thing that I think a lot of people really don't get immediately is that they need to see into the future, into the imagination of their future. What is it gonna be like in the future if we all have corporate jobs? What is it gonna be like? What is the banking institutions gonna do when we have no more life without them? Well, first of all, we're gonna end up having on a completely different level a kind of enslavement of humanity on a scale unimagined before. And that's not something any of us want, is it? Well, unfortunately, this is the plan of the banking institutions on the global scale. This has been their objective since the beginning. The complete dominion of the planet Earth. America was supposed to be exactly that. A global corporate empire. It is, in fact, the seed for the beast. The Antichrist is no man. It is the global corporate empire. And if you buy into the global corporate empire with their seedy dollar bills and their horrifying evil malls and their vacuous television, you will become a zombie. A zombie. And when you become a zombie, nobody's gonna like you 'cause you're a zombie. When's the last time you heard a solution to one of these kinds of problems, whether it be education, economy, or politics? All three are essential to the establishment of civilization. And it's no surprise that these three factors have been corrupted to such a degree that they now resemble more a prison than they do a playground. You can